screen light on a dark kitchen counter. That's all it is at first. A tablet, forgotten, face up next to a cereal bowl. The lock screen glows blue against the granite, and there, frozen mid-laugh, is a photo Holt was never supposed to see. 2 kids he doesn't recognize, a house he's never stepped inside, a woman standing between them with her arms slung low around a boy's shoulder, tilting her head the exact way Renee tilts hers when she's genuinely happy. He picks up the tablet, just to move it at first, nothing more. His thumb grazes the screen, and the photo doesn't disappear. It's still there, waiting on him like it's been waiting for weeks. "Piper's tablet again," he mutters, and sets it face down. He doesn't know yet. Not really. Not the shape of it, not the size of it, but something in his chest has already started rearranging itself, quietly, the way a shop rearranges tools after a job goes sideways. Nothing thrown, nothing broken, just everything suddenly in a different place than where he left it. Sawdust clings to Holt's forearms most evenings. 22 years teaching shop class at Fenwick Ridge High School does that to a man. Leaves him permanently smelling like cedar and machine oil. Leaves calluses on the same 3 fingers. Leaves him with the particular calm of someone who spent his career making sure teenagers don't lose a thumb to a table saw. He doesn't rattle easy. Ask anyone at the school. Ask his daughter Piper, 7 years old, missing her front tooth, who thinks her dad's superpower is never getting mad, not even when I broke the good lamp. Dinner that Tuesday is spaghetti, same as most Tuesdays. "Mommy's other kids don't have to eat vegetables," Piper announces, twirling noodles onto her fork like it's nothing, like she's reporting the weather. Holt keeps buttering his bread. "Mommy's other kids?" "The little ones, at her other house," Piper shrugs, already bored of the topic, already reaching for more Parmesan. Renee laughs from the stove, too fast, too bright, and says she means her friend Nell's house from daycare. She's always mixing it up. "No, I'm not," Piper says, mouth full. "I meant Mommy's other family." Silence sits down at the table like an uninvited guest. Holt looks at Renee. Renee looks at the pasta, and somewhere behind his ribs, something clicks into place that he can't yet name, can't yet prove, can't yet even fully believe. A small, cold key turning in a lock he didn't know existed in his own kitchen. "Eat your dinner, Bug," he says finally, voice level, even-keeled, like always. He's not going to make a scene in front of his kid over something that's probably nothing. But he doesn't sleep that night. Renee's been careful for years. He knows that now, looking back. Knows it the way you know a fault line, only after the ground has already moved. She's a colorist at Halo and Honey, the salon 2 towns over, and she's good at precision. Foil placement, balayage that looks sun-kissed instead of streaky, toner formulation mixed to the 1/10 of a gram so a client's blonde doesn't turn brassy by Thursday. She reads porosity in hair the way other people read weather. She double processes without ever burning a strand. Careful is her whole profession. Careful, apparently, is also how she's lived the last 3 years of her life. The next slip comes 2 weeks later, unprompted, the way kids do everything. "Bo has a trampoline," Piper says from the back seat, kicking her shoes against the seat in front of her. Holt's hands tighten on the wheel, just slightly. "Whose house is that, Bug?" "Mommy's other house, the one with the blue door." "Right," Holt says. "And where's that house?" "I don't know, by the school with the big rock, the one Mommy picks me up from sometimes when it's Tuesday." He doesn't push further, not that day. He's learned in 22 years around 15-year-olds with power tools that pushing too hard on something delicate is how you lose a finger, or in this case, how you lose whatever thread is still connecting him to the truth. That night, he opens Renee's laptop, just to check the family calendar, he tells himself. His hands are shaking a little, which surprises him. He didn't think he shook anymore, not since his own father's funeral, not since the accident at the shop 3 years back that nearly took his hand. But here he is, shaking over a calendar app. Nothing. No second address. No second name. She's careful. He already knew that. It's Piper's tablet that gives him the next piece, days later. Not because he goes looking, because it buzzes on the counter with a calendar reminder and the screen lights up on its own. Tuesday pickup, Mommy's other house, Bo's soccer. And beneath it, a photo. The same one from before. 2 kids, a woman with Renee's laugh lines and Renee's exact tilted head. This time he studies it, really studies it. There's a man in the background, cut off at the shoulder, mid-frame, holding a spatula over the grill like he belongs there. Like he belongs in that kitchen, the way Holt belongs in this one. Who took this? He asks Renee later, tablet held flat between them, like evidence at a trial neither of them wanted. Piper must have taken it herself, Renee says. Too quick. Too smooth. Then something in her face gives. Just a flicker. Just a hairline crack in 3 years of flawless coloring work. Holt, who's the guy with the spatula, Renee? She doesn't answer. If you were in Holt's position right now, staring at proof on your kid's tablet with no address, no name, nothing but a landmark and a day of the week, what would you do first? Comment A if you'd follow the clue quietly, on your own, before saying another word to her. Comment B if you'd confront her flat out tonight, no more waiting. Drop your letter below. I'll read through them. He doesn't confront her that night. He tells himself it's because Piper's still awake down the hall, still humming to herself while she brushes her teeth, still blissfully unaware that her offhand comments about ice cream dinners have cracked her father's whole world down the middle. Really, it's because he needs to see it with his own eyes first. Saturday morning, Renee leaves for what she calls a color correction, running long, don't wait up for lunch. Holt drops Piper at his sister's place. No explanation, just gotta run an errand bug, and drives toward the elementary school with the big rock out front, the one Piper's mentioned twice now like it's a landmark everybody knows. Idaho Spring does something particular to that part of town. New leaf green against still brown lawns, sprinklers ticking on early, the smell of cut grass and cold soil. He drives slow past 3 streets before he sees it. A blue door. A trampoline sagging slightly in a side yard, exactly where a 7-year-old would notice it and remember it forever. A minivan he doesn't recognize sits in the driveway, and standing beside it, laughing at something a boy is saying, is a man Holt has never met in his life. Castellan. He'll learn the name later, from the mailbox, from the school directory, from Renee herself once there's nothing left to hide. Right now, he's just a stranger, mid-40s, easy laugh, a hand resting on his son with the unguarded comforts of a man who has absolutely no idea his life is a lie someone else is living too. Holt doesn't get out of the truck. He just watches. A little girl runs out the front door. Nell, it turns out, 6 years old, gap-toothed like Piper, and Castellan scoops her up like it's the most natural motion in the world. There's nothing sinister in Castellan's face. That's the part that levels Holt the most. No cruelty there, no guile, just a man building a Saturday around his kids, the way Holt builds every Saturday he gets around Piper. He doesn't know, Holt says out loud, to no one, gripping the wheel. He doesn't know either. He drives home before anyone sees him. She's waiting in the kitchen when he gets back. She already knows. Something in his face must have told her the moment he walked in. 3 years of reading subtle shifts in a client's expression before they even say the color's wrong, and she reads him now the same way. "You went," she says, not a question. Blue door, trampoline, guy named, I don't even know his name yet. Holt sets his keys down harder than he means to. Kids named Bo in Nell. Holt, how long? 3 years. Her voice cracks on the number, like it costs her something to say it out loud, finally, after being so careful for so long. It started as, I don't even have a way to make it sound like anything other than what it is. I have another family, Holt. I have a whole other family 2 miles from this one. Does he know about us? No. She shakes her head fast, desperate for him to believe this part at least. Castellan doesn't know anything. He thinks I travel for work, color competitions, training seminars. I built an entire second life out of appointment gaps and running long texts, and I told myself every single week I'd stop, and I never stopped, and I don't even know how to explain why. Holt doesn't yell. 22 years of shop class taught him that raised voices don't fix broken things. They just make people flinch and hide the crack faster. He sits down instead, slow, like his knees have aged a decade in one afternoon. Piper's been carrying this, he says quietly, for weeks, months maybe. Little kid dropping hints at the dinner table because nobody told her not to, because you told her it was a secret, but you never told her it was a secret that mattered. I never meant for her to say anything. You never meant for any of it. Holt's voice stays even, but something underneath it has gone hard as shop floor concrete. He doesn't tell Piper the whole truth, not the version adults understand anyway. She's 7. She doesn't need to carry the weight of an affair, doesn't need to know the word custody, doesn't need her whole understanding of her mother rebuilt in a single conversation over cereal. What she gets instead is simple. Mommy's going to live somewhere else for a while. You and me, we're staying right here. Nothing about you and me is changing, Bug. Not one thing. The lawyer he hires, a sharp, no-nonsense woman named Nadia Ferris, who's handled enough of these cases in Ada County to stop being surprised by anything, tells him the tablet history helps. The calendar reminders help. Renee doesn't fight the custody filing, not really. Some deep, guilty part of her seems almost relieved to finally set one of her 2 lives down. Castellan finds out, eventually, the way these things always surface. Holt never meets him again after that Saturday in the truck. He hears secondhand through a mutual acquaintance at Piper's school that Castellan's taking it about as hard as any man would. Blindsided, gutted, starting his own version of this exact process with his own lawyer, his own version of Bo and Nell to protect the way Holt's protecting Piper. Holt doesn't feel triumph about any of it, just a tired, steady kind of resolve. Full custody comes through in October. Renee gets supervised weekend visits while the court sorts out the rest, a schedule Holt sticks to without ever bad-mouthing her to Piper's face, no matter how much some nights he wants to. The tablet sits in a drawer now, replaced. Piper has a new one for her birthday, and on it, Holt uploads exactly 1 photo to set as the lock screen. The 2 of them at the state fair last August, cotton candy stuck to her chin. Both of them mid-laugh at something neither of them even remembers anymore. No hidden folders, no second families, no blue doors 2 miles away. "Why'd you pick this one, Daddy?" Piper asks, turning the tablet in her hands, studying her own gap-toothed grin. "Because it's just us in it, and that's the only picture I ever want you finding by accident." She grins, missing tooth and all, and sets the tablet on the counter face up, screen glowing soft in the evening light. No secrets waiting behind it this time. Just spaghetti on the stove, sawdust still faint on her dad's forearms, and a Tuesday that's finally, quietly, exactly what it looks like. Now, I've got another one already lined up, and this next family secret doesn't stay buried nearly as long. Stick around for that one next.